Imagine two people receiving the exact same paycheck on Friday afternoon. The first person celebrates by opening shopping apps. New shoes, new headphones, a new watch. By Sunday night, the money is nearly gone. For a few hours, the purchases feel exciting. But by next week, the excitement wanes. The shoes become common. The watch becomes unnoticed. The desire returns. The second person does something unusual. He buys nearly nothing. He patches an old jacket instead of replacing it. He walks through a park. He visits a local cafe with a friend. He cooks a modest meal at home years later. More savings, less stress, and somehow seems happier. Most people look at these two lives and come to the false conclusion. They think the second person is sacrificing happiness for money, but what if the opposite is true? What if the first person is sacrificing happiness for consumption? This is one of the deepest lessons buried inside Japanese culture. It is a philosophy that quietly challenges everything modern society teaches about. 6 says you've been told that spend creates happiness, that a larger house means a larger life, that more possessions equal more freedom. But the Japanese discovered something uncomfortable. The things you own often end up owning you. Today we are going to examine why many Japanese people spend less, men's less save more, and often seek joy in places where most people never think to look. Because happiness is not buried in the next purchase. It is buried in the things money cannot buy. The empty bowl you are standing in front of a buffet. The table stretches for 50 feet. Steak, cake, ice cream, pizza, every dish imaginable. At first it seems incredible. Then something unusual happens. The more options you have, the harder it becomes to enjoy any of them. You take a bite of pizza while thinking about the steak. You eat the steak while wondering about dessert. You finish dessert, thinking maybe you should have chosen something else. You leave full, but not fulfilled. This is the problem of abundance. Modern life tells you that happiness comes from having more options, more products, more subscriptions, more clothes, more devices. Yet psychologists have discovered something unexpected. Too many choices often induce anxiety. Instead of liberty, the Japanese have a concept that quietly rejects this trap. It is termed simplicity. Walk into a traditional Japanese home. You may notice something striking. There is empty space. The room is not crowded with furniture. The shelves are not overstuffed with decorations. The walls are not screaming for attention. Many Western minds see the emptiness and think something is missing. The Japanese often see the emptiness and think something is finally present. Space, breathing room, peace. You are exhausted because your life has become a crowded room. Every object demands attention. Every subscription demands payment. Every possession demands maintenance. You think you own these things, but they are quietly consuming your time. The Japanese understand that every object has an unseen cost, not just the money required to buy it, but the effort required to carry it. Sometimes spending less is not about saving money. It is about protecting your mind. The bamboo basket. Imagine carrying a backpack. At first, someone hands you a single stone. No trouble. Then another. Then another. Soon, the backpack weighs 50 pounds. The unusual part is that no one forced you to carry it. You picked up every stone yourself. This is how consumption works. A larger house requires more cleaning. A newer car requires more payments. More possessions require more storage. More storage requires more space. More space requires more work. You keep adding stones to the backpack and wonder why life feels heavy. Japanese culture often prizes something different. Not accumulation. Selection. A bamboo basket is beautiful because of what it excludes, not because of what it contains. The modern world encourages endless acquisition. The Japanese approach often asks a different question. What can I remove? You are constantly trying to add your way into peace. A better phone, a better car, a better wardrobe, a better title. But peace seldom arrives through addition. More often, it arrives through subtraction. The moment you remove the unnecessary, the necessary becomes visible. Like a sky unveiled when the clouds finally move away. The convenience trap there is a paradox hiding inside modern life. The easier things become, the less fulfilled people often feel. Think about it. Food can be delivered in moments. Entertainment appears instantly. Anything can be purchased with a few taps. You should be happier than any generation in history. Yet anxiety, loneliness, and dissatisfactions continue to grow. Why? Because struggle creates value. The Japanese understand this instinctively. Consider a modest cup of tea. You can buy one in moments from a machine, or you can participate in a traditional tea ceremony. The tea is almost identical. One is consumption, the other is participation. The ceremony requires patience, attention, presence, and because effort is required, the moment becomes meaningful. You are seeking convenience because you think it saves happiness, but convenience only saves time. Meaning comes from engagement. The meal tastes better when you cook it. The garden feels special when you grow it. The accomplishment feels valuable when you earn it. A life without effort sounds wonderful, until you realize that effort is what gives life flavor. The Japanese often spend less because they have learned to extract more joy from everyday experiences. They do not need constant stimulation. They know how to pay attention. And attention is where happiness lives. The river of enough. Most people live beside a river called more money, more status, more followers, more possessions. The river never ends. No matter how much you drink, the thirst remains. Because more has no destination. The Japanese philosophy of contentment offers a different river, the river of enough. This does not mean idleness. It does not mean refusing ambition. It means understanding the difference between need and endless desire. You have been trained to believe happiness exists. One purchase away, one promotion away, one achievement away, one upgrade away. But every time you arrive, the finish line moves. Like seeking the horizon, the Japanese often ask a plainer question. What is already sufficient? This question is powerful because it interrupts the endless chase. The roof over your head, the food on your table, the friend who calls you, the sunset outside your window. These things become invisible because they are familiar, yet they are the foundation of a meaningful life. The person who never feels the person who recognizes enough can be ordinary and content. One lives in scarcity, the other lives in abundance, and the difference exists entirely inside the mind. The cherry blossom economy. Every spring millions gather beneath cherry blossom trees. The flowers bloom, the wind blows, the petals fall. Within days, the beauty is gone. This tradition reveals something profound about Japanese thinking. The most precious things are often temporary. A conversation, a sunset, a season, a childhood memory, a dinner with loved ones. These moments cannot be purchased, only experienced. Modern shopping culture teaches you to collect objects. The cherry blossom teaches you to collect moments. Objects age, experiences become stories, possessions lose value. Memories often gain value. You are spending enormous amounts of money trying to purchase emotions, excitement, peace, connection, wonder, but emotions seldom come from the object itself. They come from attention, presence, meaning. The Japanese spend less because many have noticed a secret that advertisers hope you never discover. The happiest parts of life are largely free. The sound of rain on a quiet morning, the smell of food, cooking in the kitchen, the laughter of a friend, the feeling of sunshine on your face. The cherry blossom falls because it cannot stay. That is what makes it beautiful. And perhaps the same is true of life itself. One day your favorite song will play for the last time. One day you will hug someone you love for the last time. One day you will watch your final sunset. When you fully understand this, something changes. You stop asking, what else can I buy? And you start asking, what can I appreciate? That question changes everything. So, tell me, what is one humble thing in your life that costs almost nothing but brings you genuine happiness? A morning walk, a cup of tea, a conversation with someone you love. Write it in the comments, because sometimes the richest life is not the one that spends the most. It is the one that notices the most.